My name is Julie Ruttenberg, and I am the director and the founder of Blossom. Blossom was founded in May of 2003, and we started school in August of 2003. And it was basically founded because when I was working and volunteering in the public school system, I saw the children falling behind. The public school system is great and was great, but they just had too many requirements to follow. And I had gone to a Montessori school growing up, and I had always liked that kind of education.
My name is Carol Downing, and I am the Associate Director of Blossom Montessori School for the Deaf. The Montessori teaching style is unique, and it's proven. It's over 100 years old. It's child-centered. It's not one big blanket expectation put on children who have had such a variety of ways to grow up. Some children aren't even diagnosed that they're deaf until they're 3 or 4 years old, and they are already 3 or 4 years behind. So to teach them as a 4-year-old, you can't do that. You have to back up and start catching them up. In a Montessori class, our classes are grouped in ages, 3-year age groupings. So if you're in the class with 9 to 12-year-olds, it's okay. If you know something or if you don't know something, there's a blending of learning going on all the time.
All the students are required to learn sign language and communicate in American Sign Language with anybody that walks into the door. So we just basically immerse the hearing and the deaf together and teach the hearing kids respect for the deaf culture, and at the same time teach the deaf kids respect for the hearing culture.
So when we bring the kids to the community, we tell them how we're going to get there, what street we're taking. We'll tell them how many minutes we think it'll take to get there. We make sure they understand that once you leave the school, you need to know where you are in the city. And we talk about the quadrants of the city, where we live in comparison to where other people live. Then we talk about why we're going to where we're going, for example, the museum. A lot of our kids' parents couldn't afford to take them to a museum, don't have the time, wouldn't be able to interpret for them once they got there. They wouldn't have a vocabulary big enough. And that helps the kids understand that if I want to go to this as an adult, I have the right to an interpreter. I can find out how to get an interpreter, and I can go to anything I want.
We have Girl Scouts, we have a theater club, an acting club, we have a garden club, we have a fitness club. Basically, anything a typical public school has, we try to offer in our environment.
And our Strokes of Genius program is an agreement we have with the St. Pete Museum of Fine Arts, where once a month we pick a different group of kids, age-wise, and we go visit the museum. We get there before they open, and we work with them, and we tie it into our art curriculum. And we get there, and the assistant curator of education takes the kids on a personal docent tour, and we always focus on one genre. And she has it all ready, and there's always a visual, like notes for them, and they literally have sat on the floor in the museum and sketched what they're looking at. They all tried to be Rembrandt at one point. And then at the end of our docent tour, she talks about things that she knows children are interested in, and then she always has a hands-on activity at the end of our visit where they will sit down at a table and make clay pots or make their own seascapes, and we spend at least 4 hours at the museum once a month. We do have one little girl that is with us whose mom came to see the school, and they lived across the state, and the mom heard about us, and she was in the area, so she stopped by to see the school. And the next thing we know, the mom had called and told us that she was putting her brand new house up for sale on the east coast of Florida and moving her daughter and her mother here so that her daughter could attend Blossom.
We are at the school, we enrolled Leah at the school specifically because they do instruction in English, spoken English, and in sign language. We lived on the other side of the state. My job is still on the other side of the state, but we chose to relocate over here when we found the school because it's a place that is it's unique in that everyone can understand sign language, and all the teachers in the classrooms also speak English. They always have a teacher in the classroom that speaks English. And that's what Leah needs in order to communicate. I think our biggest concern was Leah's confidence, and when she was not being understood out there in the world, we were struggling with how to help her, and we were always the translator. Leah can speak, but her speech is not very understandable. She has moderate hearing loss in one ear. And so it's really her ability to communicate that is not understood out in the world. So the school gives her a place where she can build her confidence, where she can come, everyone understands her. She's not a special kid in a special wing of some school with normal kids. And she's developed a lot of confidence, and so now we have, we just can live a normal life with a confident child.
I really like and I eat really great.
I really like sign, and I think this school is really great.
What are our plans for the future? Just to come in and see what we're doing. So I think it would be to get our name out there, to increase our enrollment, and to make sure this school stays forever, but stands firm in its mission to educate children who are deaf and hard of hearing and their siblings, and children who have deaf parents. And what I'm doing every day is making a difference in the life of the child, and that's vital. I think this school has a great mission, I really do. And the more students we get, and the more people that understand our mission, I think we're going to be here for a long time. I really do. I hope so.